want you to think about 1836. Nobody thought in 1836, when they were over there laying out the courthouse, what we would have today, right? Crime constantly increasing. All the terrible things that go on in this world. But they had no idea. And I think it's time that we do add some security in our courthouse. The Justice Center is in pretty good shape. We have lots of cameras up there. We have full-time security staff. But we don't have that down here in the courthouse. And most courthouses have some sort of security. The county mayor's office asked me to do a sort of a study of this a few years ago. And at the time we did this study, we had some budget problems and things, so it's sort of been put off for quite a while now. And Ms. Davis asked me to look at my study again, and if I could update it and see where we're at, according to the time that it passed. So I did the current study that you have in front of you. I took some time, walked around the building. Of course, I spend a lot of time in this old building anyway. And had a company called Teleoptics out of Kingsport, which is a contractor that the county uses quite often. And we did a survey as to cameras and other security equipment that the courthouse might need. And the most current estimate is there in your packet. We thought since the actual survey I did was back in January of last year, due to the COVID and all these other problems that our nation's going through right now, we probably ought to do another update on it. And you see the current update, which is in the packet. We were looking, and this also includes the Churchill City County building with a quote for it too. Around $35,000 for cameras and equipment that would be over there. Door alarms would run around $3,500, and they also included a special scanner that we could purchase if we needed to at $15,000. And I don't think we were at that point where we need to purchase that. We have a near new magnetometer upstairs in front of the courtroom, so I think we're good there. But basically the idea would be that we'd make one secure point for entry and exit, and have security officers patrolling the building, and patrolling over here too in this building, the annex, just checking the property altogether, being able to respond to anything that any office calls for. Also to help people. We get a lot of people that come over and want to know, hey, where do I go pay my taxes, or where do I get my car tags, or where do I see the county mayor at? So these officers would be available for that also. Also to work Chancery Court when court's in session upstairs to provide security for it. Check the grounds around the building. Look for maintenance issues that might be happening. Maybe they find a leak or something like that needs to be fixed that no one else has noticed. Before I started working in the sheriff's office, a long time ago, I worked for the town of Bulls Gap, and then I went to work for a security company, and he became an accounts manager, and learned that, security is not only the guy that's standing at the door trying to keep the bad guys out, but it's also for safety and other things too. So there's a little bit more to it than just that. All the folks over there have requested that they have some sort of security. They do want some security. They want people there. And so this is my study. Three officers, this equipment. The officers would be your reoccurring expense, every year. We could maybe do with 2 officers, but that would sort of short us going to Churchill, So I'll take any questions you've got. If there's anything I can answer, I'll sure try.
What's the yearly cost on those 3 officers?
A little over 103,000.
every year.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions for Lieutenant Wood?
Mr. Chairman, I appeared before the ad hoc committee week and a half ago, and I asked for their support, if we could, purchase some of this hardware equipment and stuff through that, COVID recovery money. And so they're gonna look at that. So we don't have to make a decision on that.
I'll address part of that when it's my time to talk
Okay.
about.
I think that, you know, there's no doubt, we've had further discussions as far as just not what Lieutenant Woods is talking about, but we've talked, and that's about all we've done, because there's not been money available for it, but reconfiguring those offices over there where when people went to pay their taxes or buy tags or something, where they're not going actually inside the office, they're doing business from the hallway. And I think maybe that's something that the building committee needs to sit down and look at while we've got some money available to try to improve the security and also the coding part of it. You know, I mean,
Well, there's several things that can be done in the building itself, you know, the old structure. Even when we remodeled the building years ago, we still didn't really think about the security issues we have today. I can remember when we were in the old jail next door, we didn't have too many intoxicated people walk up to the old jail, you know? But we have them come in the Justice Center all the time. Last week, two of my security officers there one found drugs on someone, and another one found a person trying to sneak in urine to cover a drug test. We didn't think about things like this, especially when I started working for the sheriff's office a long time ago, you know. Didn't think about it whatsoever, but times are changing. And I think we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to make some changes.
so
I want to add this. Tell you what, I appreciate what you're saying on this, and I agree wholeheartedly. In 2010, I was at Sullivan Central High School in a government law.
Yeah.
And I was right in the middle of that. Of course, we had a resource officer, thank goodness,
Yeah.
and ultimately no kid was hurt, and that's
And that
the
was
bottom
correct,
line.
yeah.
But I think, time matters in a case like this. You know, if something happens, somebody walks in with a gun or whatever, you know, I don't know what the response time would be to getting somebody there, but, we definitely need to take a look at this, for both, the courthouse and Churchill.
Yeah.
And, maybe we could work with Churchill and work something out about an officer up that way, but I wholeheartedly support this.
And you've got to remember too, that office holders do have money. They collect money over there. And, we need to provide them with a little extra security. The Chancery Court has a lot of heated cases that can come through there. So, there's a whole lot of aspects to it that we really need to look at. And, I'm all for some security. And, I try to send somebody down here as I have people to do those, to do walkthroughs, to spend some time down here. But not all the time. I don't have it all the time. I don't have enough people, so, I'll continue to do as I can and as much as I can, possible, but, I think it's time that we give them some full-time security here. And, right here downtown. I know we have a police department nearby, but if one of them's on the west end of town or one's on the east end of town, how long would it take them to get here to respond to something? But if we have an officer here that's doing a patrol, that's walking around, talking to people, that's about as fast as you can get.
Just people knowing there's security in the building
Yeah.
makes a difference.
If we're able to keep a car in the parking lot down here all the time, a marked car, people can see, hey, there's an officer really close by, that might make a difference. You know, that might stop somebody from making a stupid decision in their life, you know. They may come in here not ever thinking about doing something stupid, and when they see that car, that officer, they may change their mind. They may say, no, I can't do it. You know, it's a thought. So I think, I appreciate your all's consideration, and if I can be of any help or answer any questions, don't hesitate to call.
Does anyone else have any questions or discussion on this matter? Thank you, Lieutenant.
You're welcome.